Wow, that's exciting. People are not afraid to relax. My name is Chad Kubanoff. I've been living in Ho Chi Minh City for close to a decade now. This really is like the steak and eggs in Vietnam. I love Vietnamese cuisine because it like crosses lines all the time. Like, is this a salad? Is this a noodle bowl? It's somewhere in between, and I think that's really exciting when you see dishes like that. Welcome to my neighborhood. Let me show you a few spots I love to go to in my downtime. Oh my God. So this is my family's go-to spot for breakfast. We love it here. Cô ơi, cho em một phần bò nè trứng pate và một ly trà đá. Dạ, cảm ơn nha. So this is bò nè. Bò is beef, and nè means to dodge because the pan is so hot and it's like sizzling. You kind of have to dodge out of the way. Luckily, this one's not too dangerous this morning. This is a very popular thing for a lot of people to get, and for me to get, especially because it really reminds me of like a Western type breakfast. This really is like the steak and eggs in Vietnam. So it's something that's easy for all foreigners to eat and all kids to eat as well. We got like the standard plate, which is just egg, sliced beef, and pate. And then we get some crispy bread, and then we can season up our beef. So typically, we'll put a little bit of soy sauce on top. And I just love this thing because it totally gives me the American breakfast with bacon and eggs. And with the bread, you can either make like a breakfast sandwich or just dip as you go. So I prefer to just dip as I go. Super good, super comforting. And I always love to get fresh green tea here. In Vietnam, pretty much at every single restaurant, the standard drink is not gonna be water, it's always gonna be da da or iced tea. I love iced tea, so it always works out for me. It's always so refreshing. Something I always appreciate about living in Ho Chi Minh City is people are not afraid to relax. Part of like the coffee culture here is people just chill for hours and hours just relaxing at the coffee shop. Let's check it out. Let's get a coffee. This is absolutely my biggest addiction right now is café soda or Vietnamese iced coffee. It's so good, it's so bitter, it's so strong, and then it has the sweetness from the condensed milk in there. I love the Robusta coffee beans that they use because it just brings like such a depthness compared to what I would typically drink in the West. And it's fun too because even when you're done, you can just put your iced tea or your jada in your cup and get a second glass, so I always like to do that too. And it's so cool in Ho Chi Minh City because there's so many different styles of coffee shops, so no matter what you're into, there's something for you. If you want something that's a little more chill, there's absolutely that. Or you want something that has a lot of koi fish, they have that as well. So this is a spot for me that is something that I bring my family to all the time just because it's so fun. We can sit here for an hour and a half. The kids feed the fish. Something I like to do with my kids is we put a little bit in our hands and then we hold it in a fist and go in there and then they go crazy. It's just a fun place. I always need more food though. I go through it quick. I'm out of food. This is something I'm always craving. And like, so this place is really cool because not only do they have one of the best bowls of bún thịt nướng in the city, they also have some really interesting dishes like this. So this is bò lá lốt. This is a grilled beef wrapped in lá lốt leaf, which is kind of like a very fragrant leaf. And the bánh hoi that it's served with is a very special noodle. One thing that's really different in Vietnam is there's a lot of different kinds of rice paper. Here, there's a lot of very thin styles that are more delicate, so you don't have to wet them. We'll take a little bit of lettuce. I'm just gonna kind of brush some of the water on there, and then we'll just build a base. So you can start with your rice noodle, called bánh hoi, which is like a webbing rice noodle. It's a very flat rice noodle. We can add any vegetables I have. Once I got a good little layer, I can add my protein. This is a grilled beef leaf. And I'm gonna use 2 here and make a little bit of a bigger wrap. And then we gotta get that first roll nice and tight, and we'll fold from there. A lot of times I see foreigners try to put the sauce in the wrap. They take a spoon and put it in there. Don't do that. It's messy. You'll dip, and then you're good to go. If you mess up, you can always get another piece of rice paper and wrap it again. Double it. This one is the bún thịt nướng, which is a round rice noodle with grilled meat. And I got the đặc biệt style, which is like the special style. So this one is served with the grilled pork. It has a grilled pork sausage, and then it has a fresh spring roll as well. We're gonna add some chili to the fish sauce if you want it. I do. And usually we'll just put the fish sauce right on the noodle. So I'm just gonna dump all of it on there, and we'll mix it up. This has some fresh lettuce on the bottom, some bean sprouts, some herbs, the fresh rice noodle, and then the chili. One thing that just makes Asian food better is just like the contrast and the balance that goes on. And this dish is such a good representation because it's served at different temperatures. You have the noodles and the lettuce that is room temperature. You have the freshly grilled meat and the spring roll, which is hot. And then you have all these different textures. You have the crunchy spring roll, the kind of chewy pork, the soft sausage, and then all the different textures from the vegetable as well. It's a very complex but refreshing bowl of noodles. I love it. People are always asking me like, how do I find new spots? Sometimes I search on Google, sometimes I'm just driving. And this spot I drove by one day, I saw a lot of people, I pulled over, and to me, it ended up being one of the best bowls in the city. I was reluctant to show you this spot because I love it so much and I don't want it to get any busier, but it's a good one. So of course, as a chef, my next spot has got to be more food. And we can't be in Saigon without talking about Com Tam, or broken rice, which is like the dish of this city. It's so important. This is my local spot. We love coming here. Everything is really good. The grilled chicken is great. But for me, when I get broken rice, I'm a purist. I like the classic plate. Go on. Cho em một phần xuân đi chả. Okay, come on. All right, let's get a seat. After 10 years of living here, my palate has completely changed as a cook and as an eater. Something before like shredded pork skin would have never gotten me excited, but now the texture of it is something I crave and I like desire now. Sometimes equals like broken rice. So during the harvesting process, the grain that breaks off is this rice. So the texture is a little bit different than normal rice. It's a little smaller. It's almost like couscous. And in Saigon, they do this in a unique way where you get this trio of pork. You get a grilled pork rib, shredded pork skin that's tossed with toasted rice powder, and a pork and egg cake. So this is the standard plate, this giant pile of food here, and usually this is right around 55,000 dong, aka like $2 US. So and it's always served with a sweet fish sauce. I added some extra chili, and we just kind of put that on our bites as we go. On top of all the pork that's on here, there's a little bit of ma han, which is like a green onion fat, or like onions cooked with pork fat, and then we'll just go for it. And it's always so good. You know, I was always interested in traveling to Asia when I was young, but once I saw Anthony Bourdain on No Reservations, I just got in my head that I want to try street food. And that was enough for me to buy a ticket and come out here. I thought I was going to live here for a year, and then I thought I was going to go to China, I thought I was going to go to India, and then I just never left. There was something about this place that grabbed me, that kept me here. I met my wife, I fell in love, I had kids, and now like, I'm here now. I never feel quite comfortable, but in other ways, this feels like home to me now. It's very cool. What a better way to end off a long day of feasting with a freshly brewed drought beer. We end our day at Bia Hoi Ha Noi. While this place looks like a beer garden, it offers a lot more than that. I love this spot because they have so many cool dishes. I got my favorite things, of course, but usually I get something new every time I come. There's no way they're gonna have a large animal roasted up front. We're not gonna get it. So this is the roasted goat, and we can wrap it up in all these different leaves. So they have like mango leaf, guava. We can make like a little wrap, and then we'll take a piece of the goat, and then we can just wrap that up as well. And we have a special sauce that this comes with. I love this. I think it's so good. Of course, every beer garden has beer, but this place is so awesome because it has Bia Hoi, which is fresh beer. This is beer from Hanoi that is like their draft style beer that's super good, super light, and super cheap. Perfect for the food. Come on. All right, so now we got the eel. This is called like luan suk banda. So this is chopped eel that's removed from the bone. It's been stir-fried with peanuts, lemongrass, turmeric, and there's some herbs as well. And then it's served with banda, which is a rice cracker. I think people who might be a little bit nervous about eating eel, this is a great way to try it because eel's amazing. Then we'll just kind of like dip the cracker in here, and then go for it like that. It's so good. I love this kind of eating. This is what made me fall in love with Vietnam. This open air, tons of food, drinking, so loud. I love this style of restaurant. So these two are my go-to dishes, and I always get something new. This is something new. This is pigeon with sticky rice. We're gonna find out together. I don't know how to eat it, but I got 2 spoons. I think we're gonna break it. It looks like the pigeon has been cooked and shredded and pulled apart. Pigeon's good. Kind of like chicken. It's a little bit beefier than chicken. It's a little darker flavor than chicken is, but it's not overly strong or overly aggressive. As usual, everything is delicious here. For me though, the pigeon crispy rice is the winner tonight. That is gonna be my new order. I'm always getting this. I hope you guys enjoyed exploring Ho Chi Minh City with me a little bit today. As we say here, mo hai ba yo.